Today on Jurgen's Journeys, we're going to Pilot Mountain State Park, beautiful North Carolina state park that offers rock climbing and rappelling. There are miles of foot trails and horseback trails. There's family camping, and there's picnicking. So today we're going to take a couple of hikes. We're going to hike around the knob and do an overlook of the knob. Beautiful scenery and wonderful views, so come along. Well, it's a beautiful day up here today. Man, it's a breeze. The sun is shining. The air is clear, probably about 65 degrees. We're going to go take a little hike. You want to come along? Now we're going to what's called the Little Pinnacle Overlook. Off in the distance is Sourtown Mountain, and behind that is the Hanging Rock. Hanging Rock State Park, and then on the farthest horizon, the Blue Ridge Mountains. Well, this is why so many people come up here. The view is just spectacular. All right, we're not in the Rockies. I'll give you that. Folks from out west who see this kind of thing just chuckle because we're only at 2,000 and some feet. Okay, but for the eastern United States, the Piedmont foothills, this is a gorgeous place. And on the weekends, yeah, it's pretty crowded, but like today, Wednesday, about 8:30 in the morning, you've got this whole place to yourself, and it is fantastic. Wish you were here. Wish I could share it with you. So put it on video, that's best I can do. Enjoy. I'm gonna take, let me show you the knob again, and maybe we'll take a little walk around the knob. Hold on. Okay, now I've got the sun in my face and it's shading the knob, but there's a trail down there, and we're gonna walk around it and get a good look from the sunny side. What do you say? Oh, by the way, the bear, he couldn't come this time. Now, he's been up here before. He loves it up here, and I love to bring him. But, you know, he's got that little problem with his limping, and I didn't want to aggravate that. So I left him, and he's not going to run this trail today. I just don't think he's up to it. But if I can find a video or picture of his last time up here, let me put that in right here. I'm gonna take the Jamoke Trail, 8/10 of a mile, moderate difficulty. I think I can handle that. Well, that's a nice place to stop and rest, but we're just getting started. I think I'll pass. Well, that's another nice resting spot. I guess I might need that when I'm headed back. Now, the big pinnacle is closed to climbing. They closed it back in the early 70s. They say it was because of rare birds nesting on top, ravens. I'm not so sure. I think they had too many people fall off of there. All right, we're going up. We're gonna go around the pinnacle, and we'll talk to you along the way. Yeah, they won't let you up here anymore. I mean, it's a pretty nice climb. At one time, they had a stairway that went up from here. First time I came here in the early 70s, my brother and I actually climbed to the top not long after they had dismantled the stairway. It was a tricky little climb, but I was young and able, limber and light. I didn't weigh much back then, so two skinny fellas didn't have too much trouble getting up this steep incline. Although coming down is always the challenge. Now, there are plenty of places around here to climb. On the lower part of this saddle, as they call it, are places where climbers love to come with their ropes, and they're allowed. There's lots of hiking and climbing around on this mountain, but not the knob, not anymore. All right, we're starting to come up on the sunny side of this rock, and it is a rock. And way down there is US 52. And you can see construction site down there behind that dead limb. They're building a brand new visitor center. Off there in the distance, a little closer look, is Sourtown Mountain, and behind that is Castle Rock, and behind that is Hanging Rock. Wish I had a telephoto or binoculars or something for you. Well, we're doing pretty good here on the sunny side now. The temperature has just gone way up. That sun's gonna get hot today, but it's not very humid, and we're gonna keep going back to the shady side. Now, just to give you a little different perspective, that picture that I showed you that had the red barn and the star on it and the knob in the background, well, That's where that was taken from, at that near that intersection there of 52 and Pinnacle exit there. And beyond that bridge that crosses 52 is the place, the most popular place to view the knob, and that's at the overlook, the northbound overlook on US 52. You get a great view of the knob from there, and a lot of people have made their pictures from that very spot. Hey, the berries are getting ripe. Birds won't give them much of a chance to get ripe though. They pick them while they're still red. But there's a lot of beautiful bird and other wildlife up here. I could just picture the Indians of 200 or 300 years ago coming up in this hollow place in the rock to get shelter. This was, after all, named by the Indians because it is kind of a landmark in this whole territory. Well, I can look for that rock when I'm coming up the road from Charlotte or somewhere. As soon as I pass Winston-Salem, I look for that big knob. And I'll tell you a little story. When I came up here years and years ago with a little fella, grandson, and we hiked around here, and he saw this place, and we had been talking about Indians. He was fascinated with Indians, and so I was telling him, we better watch out for Indians, you know. And when we came to this place, he just knew this was where Indians hung out, and he kept his eyes peeled. He was about 4 or 5 years old, and we just had a blast together. But this is a great place for little kids. Wonderful place to climb around. If you're watching and you're careful, this is a playground, nature's playground for kids. You got to bring them here. All right, we're heading back into the shady side. Temperature's going to drop a little bit, I imagine, but there's a beautiful view of the North Carolina rolling hills down there. Wonderful farmland all around. Little spots of fields and streams. And there's a large patch that's been plowed. Layers and layers that time and wind and rain has eroded. I'm so glad they put a trail up here. I mean, 50 years ago, and maybe more, 60 perhaps, our government was committed to building beautiful national and state parks. I don't know if you can hear the water dripping. Lush and green everywhere you look. That's what I like about the East Coast, the lush greenery. Did you hear that? That is the pileated woodpecker. It's very common in these parts. Beautiful, large, impressive bird. Well, we've come full circle. We looked at the knob from that overlook on the little pinnacle, and we're heading back down. We're back on the shady side of the knob. There's a nice little walk around there. Not too treacherous, not too difficult. So, let's keep going. There's all kinds of challenges here, and it's a very popular place for people who love to climb. The campground down at the foot of the mountain is mostly occupied by hikers and climbers. A few travelers, but the nicer traveling accommodations, the RV park, is just a mile from the park, really, in a little beautiful little spot at the foot of the mountain. I'll show that to you right there. Well, there's that pretty little stone bench again. I don't think I need it. I'm not hardly breaking a sweat. You know why? Because it's so dry. The humidity is very low today, and I love that. Okay, well, that's the last leg of this little hike. Quite a few stairs to get up there to the top. You see that railing up there? That's where we're headed. It's not too bad. We'll see. I'll talk to you when I get to the top, and you can see if I'm out of breath or not. Well, it took all of 2 minutes to come up this last little stretch. All those steps. Beautiful, beautiful, breezy. We'll get on back to the van and head on down the mountain. I know Rottenbear's waiting for me. Hope he's not mad. Hey, are you still mad at me? Hey, you're not mad at me. You mad at me? Well, I'll tell you, we had a great time. It was a good hike, and I'm glad you got to come along, but this video sure has run long, and I'm gonna have to finish it next time. Okay, we still got a lot to do. We still want to take a look at the campground. There's a great historic site near here we want to maybe take a look at. And you remember that hanging rock way off in the distance? Well, we might want to go check that out too. So stick around, join me again. I do appreciate you watching, I really do. Appreciate you giving me a thumbs up if you don't mind, and subscribe if you haven't already so you can see some of these other episodes. And maybe the Rottenbear can come along next time, huh? You gonna come with me next time? Are you? All right. I'll let you come next time. Yes, you're a good boy. You're a good boy. Well, God bless you on your journeys, and we'll see you again soon.